Well, as we just heard, emerge Chrysler and Fiat is close, but not guaranteed. A holdout by a small group of bondholders could force Chrysler into bankruptcy. Talks are underway right now. Michigan Congressman Gary Peters is involved in those talks, trying to get both sides to make a deal. Congressman Peters joins us now live from Washington. Congressman Peters, thank you.
Hugh, it's good to be with you.
Good to hear from you. Where do we stand right now?
Well, the talks are continuing and moving along. The Treasury has put a counteroffer to those non-banks that are standing in the way. As you mentioned, the major banks have already agreed to an offer, a fair offer, but unfortunately we've got hedge funds and some other funds that are standing in the way. A counteroffer was given to them by the Treasury, and right now they're talking about a variety of other offers, but I can tell you that as we speak, negotiations are continuing.
Well, what are those hedge fund managers and small bondholders telling you? What is their argument for getting out of this deal, for holding it up?
Well, they just think that they need to have more cash, which is very frustrating. Already, the banks have agreed to a figure that is really more than the market price. Currently, Chrysler debt is trading at only about 20 cents on the dollar. They've been given a fair deal. These hedge funds want even more, and I've been stressing to them that I know they want that extra nickel, but we've got tens of thousands of families, hundreds of thousands of people, and right now, with the economy as weak as it is, we cannot lose any more jobs. They need to step up to the plate. It is a fair offer. They need to accept that offer, and we're hoping that they will do that in the remaining hours.
I'm also hearing that this is kind of like a chess game, that these bondholders are willing to take it up to the wire, up to the deadline, because they believe they can get more money if they do that. Is this threat real, or is this saber rattling on both sides?
Well, certainly they're threatening it now, but you know, liquidation or bankruptcy is certainly not an option. We've got to do everything we can to keep it out of bankruptcy. You're right, Huel, they're playing a game of chess here, and this is a high-stakes game of chicken. But what is why I'm so nervous about this is a high-stakes game of chicken, but we've got tens of thousands of families in Michigan that are at stake here. And so these Wall Street hedge funds got to understand that this is not just about getting an extra nickel. This is about people's lives.
Well, Bloomberg News is reporting tonight that indeed the Treasury Department may announce a bankruptcy tomorrow, even if Chrysler and Fiat work out a merger deal. Is that what you're hearing?
Well, it may happen if you don't get these hedge funds to come forward. You may need to go into bankruptcy. The positive thing about this is that with agreements with the UAW, which was a huge agreement with the UAW stepping up to the plate, and also with the agreement with the majority of the debt holders, 70% of the debt holders, major banks have already agreed to the terms of new terms for the credit. Those are huge agreements. And with the Chrysler agreement, or with Fiat, that should mean that if we do go into bankruptcy, we're hopeful that it'll be much quicker than it would be otherwise. And certainly there would be a lot less uncertainty when you've got these major agreements. It also allows the court and the administration to put a lot of pressure on these holdouts, these hedge funds that are hanging on for that extra nickel while tens of thousands of families worry about their future.
And the bottom line before you go is that you believe Chrysler will survive in bankruptcy or out. This company will continue to make cars and sell them.
Chrysler has to be viable. I don't think there's any option. You know, to borrow a phrase from NASA, failure is not an option. Chrysler needs to continue to be viable. I believe it can be viable, but it certainly, you know, it's going to take some continued negotiations here. But Chrysler's a great company. We've got some of the best automotive engineers anywhere in the world in Michigan. We got the best auto workers. We will be a leader in the auto industry going forward. We just got to get through this tough period right now.
Well, let's hope they get it done. Congressman Peters, thank you for your time. We appreciate it. Thank you.
My pleasure.